So here we are in January 2023, and some sad news because the Mondeo Mark IV has had to go. And that's because the Mayor of London has decided that the ultra low emission zone is going to be extended throughout the whole of London as of August next year, and the emissions on the Mark IV basically just didn't cut it. So is that the end of the channel? You know I like to do Mondeo videos. Well, no. So here we are. This is my 2018 Ford Mondeo Mark V. So more videos to come. Unfortunately, this car was the end of the line really for Mondeo, and as a consequence, Haynes have never made a manual for it. So there's a few jobs I've got to do. It's going to be a bit of a journey, and the first job is inside here. So this is a Sync 3, what's called the Sync 3 navigation system in the Ford Mondeo Mark V. It basically has your audio control, your climate control, the phone. It synchronizes your contacts. You can make phone calls using the voice activation, etc. And if you go to navigation, there's all your navigation as well. Now this is all fine, except that recently I was out driving and I discovered that there was a road missing off the map, and therefore I wanted to update the maps on this system. That proved difficult. I'll show you the procedure that I did, and because you can, if I go back to controls, go to this, you can actually do this as a straightforward automatic download of new updates if you can connect to a Wi-Fi system. So I have Wi-Fi available near the car, and if you go into Wi-Fi and you go to available networks, it'll do a search for what networks are available near you. There we are, and you'll see that I've got a BT Home Spot extender actually in the garage, and the car is connected to this Wi-Fi. So what I then did was I came back out, went over to General, spin down through General, and you'll see this automatic system update. It was switched on, but I did a scan and it says that it was last checked for updates on the 31st of December. We're only at the beginning of January now, and it said it was basically all up to date. Well, it's not. And the problem I had was that the firmware on this system was out of date, and that then limited what maps it would actually download and update to. So I did a firmware update, and I had to do it using the USB stick, which is the same procedure I'm going to use now to update the maps. But as an end result, I'll just show you. This is my the about the sync system, and you'll see that the version is shown here, and the maps are F6.1, and that's what I hope to update. So the latest version is build 20204. My previous one was build 17276. So to get either the firmware or map updates, you need to log on to the Ford website, put in the VIN number of the vehicle, check for updates, and in my case my firmware is up to date, but it does give me an option to download an update for the maps. So following that drop down, it says that you need about an 8 gig USB stick. No, you don't. You need about 22 gigs, and yes, it will take 30 odd minutes to do the update. Following down a bit further, there's a button there that you can hit to download the software, and further down again it gives you some guidance of how to install the software. Finally, once you have done the install, there's a log file that gets placed back on the USB stick that needs to be uploaded back to their system. So the way to do this, if you have a look underneath the center console here, there are two USB ports underneath. I've got an SD card into a USB adapter, and if I just plug that into there like that, and then I'm just going to start the engine. and then you see that the update is taking place. Now you've got to sit here and wait until that update is completed. This takes a bit of time, so go get yourself a cup of coffee. Okay. Going through a reboot now. Going to let it continue doing that. And it also says I've got to cycle the ignition key as well. So I'm going to do that right now. Everything's shutting down. Restart the system. Let's see what we got. I go to General, go to About, and you'll see maps are now version F10. Just ignore that, that's syncing my my contacts on my phone. So there we are, we've updated the maps successfully, which is great. So now we've got to keep Ford informed that we've updated the car. So back to the website, select the button that allows you to browse the USB. In the folder you'll find a log file. Grab it, open it up, and it will upload automatically. Well, there you are. That's updating the navigation system in the car, the Sync 3 navigation. I hope you found that useful. There's going to be more content obviously on this Mondeo. I've got a few more jobs to do, so I'm looking forward to that as well. Hopefully you are. If you found that useful, please subscribe to me and give me a thumbs up. That's great. Leave some comments as well. I think the Mondeos are brilliant cars, frankly, and I was rather sad when I saw them not being made anymore. And because they weren't that popular, this particular model, they're actually very reasonably priced as well, and you get a huge amount of comfort and added extras and loads of space in them. Highly recommended if you're thinking about replacing your car. Anyway, that's it for now. See you on the next one. All the best.